Hello, Mario. How to use Excel. Dice Roller 1. Hello. Welcome to this in my series How to Use Excel, where we try to introduce Excel by creating useful or entertaining games or objects that you might use as part of the course you're studying, rather than sort of some made up thing that is there just to show you various properties of Excel. So the idea is that you learn by doing or making something that might have some interest to you, or that you might use. Now, this might not be the case with the dice roller, but the dice roller does introduce you to some things with macros and some interesting little things that you might not have been aware that Excel can do, but also it shows you that you are capable of doing these things, which may at first glance seem somewhat difficult, but I'm sure you'll hopefully, with my excellent tuition, you will find this to be quite simple. So enough of me. Let's get on to the big screen here, and let's have a look at the. So this is what you make. This is what you've bought, mate. This is the product. This is the dice roller. So what we do is we just hit play, and it rolls the dice. 7. Okay, and hit the dice, and there it is. 6 and 4, 10. Yeah. Alrighty. 7, 6, 8, 3, 7, 5, 3, 5, double 5, and 9, 7. That 7 comes up a lot, doesn't it? I think that's the basis of the game they call craps. Double 2, and so on. So, I mean, we could play all night, and you'd probably stop watching. So let's just get this. I'm just going to bring this back to a sort of pretty standardized view here. So I'm going to click down here. Let's put the formula bar, the headings, and the grid lines up so that we've got it there. So that's what our picture looks like. You hit play and it moves like that. So I'm going to move this off now to one side onto my second screen, actually, so that I can refer to it for various things. And I'm going to get a new book. So here's the new book that we've got here. And this is what we're going to start with. So this is a sort of a brand spanking new. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some dice just to get it started. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to try and make the cells on the spreadsheet square. And I've done a little preparation for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that there, which selects everything up in that corner, and I'm going to go format column width, and for the column width, that's the width of the columns, I'm going to go 7.67. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. And then we're going to go here, format the row height, and I'm going to make the row height 56.75. So this is the information that I got off my, as you saw the previous one. So there's our cells. They're approximately square. So I'm going to, first of all, just set up a dice here, maybe. I want the first die. And it's we're going to use a 9 by 9 square like that, and I'm going to just fill it in. I'm going to fill it in red. Okay, so there it is there. And then for my second one, my second die, I'm just going to go select that, Control C, and I'm just going to put that over there. So there's my two die, like so. Now, the thing is, how do we get, first thing I'm going to look at is how to get the dots, on the die. So, and this is an interesting little fact, but if we say select all these here, select these like that, I'm going to select all those, and we change the font to a font called Wingdings, which is right down the bottom here, not Webdings, because I've already made that mistake, Wingdings. And I'm going to change that to Wingdings, and I'm just going to check here, yeah, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to Wingdings, and I'm going to make it, in this instance, 48 is the font size. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is change the font color to white. So now what happens if I go into this font, and the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just set, this is setting it up, I want my characters to be in the middle vertically and horizontally, not necessarily in that order. So now if I type into here an L, a lowercase l, enter, it'll put a little dot. L, enter. Okay, so if I put an, if I put an L in there, just a lowercase l, okay, L as in L for Lenny, or L for lobotomy, or L for luscious. Okay, if I put an L in there, so I'm just going to delete this. So that's how we're going to do the little dicey things. We're just going to make it Wingdings and put an L in there. Now what I want to do is I want to have a look at, I want to set up all of the different, I want to set up like maybe 6 die over here, like there. So if I set up that one there, red, make that red, okay, and I'm going to just go here, Control C and Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, because there's 6 numbers on the dice, so I want to have a look and see what they all look like. So what I'm going to do now is just for those where those dice are there, I'm going to make the format the row height. I'm going to format that to be 12. I've worked this out previously. And then over here I'm going to format the column width to be 1. Format column width 1. And that sets up 6 little die there that we can quite easily see here. Now the other thing that I'm going to do for these is what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up format cells. I'm just going to put the borders in there. Okay, so yeah, I'll just copy that again, Control C, okay, Control V, Control V, okay, Control V, Control V, Control V, like that. So now I'm going to zoom in on these, which you can do here. Yeah. So now I'm going to set up the various numbers. So let's just get escape out of that. Okay, so this is number 1 here. I don't know what will happen if I put an L in there. Nothing. So what I'm going to do now is set these up for Wingdings. So let's just have a look at those. So, they need to be Wingdings. There it is there. They need to be in the middle, like that. They need to have a white font. And let's see what we go. So if we put a L in there, you can see that creates the 1. Okay, that's the 1, and that's the 1 dice there, or the 1 die. So let's just make sure that's all good. So there's the one die there, and let's do the 2. So that's going to have an L in there and an L in there, and then this one's going to be the 3, which is going to have an L in there, an L in there, L in there. Okay, and then you can see here's the 6. Okay, so you can see how the die works now. This is going to be the 5. Oops. Okay. Okay, and then this one over here is going to be the 4. So that's how the little numbers are all. That's what our dice are going to look like, and we'll just move that over there. So we can just see that just down there, just out of view. All right, so now what we're going to do here is in here we're going to I'm just going to show you how to a little thing here. We're going to put a little formula in here, which is actually going to be the number that's going to appear on the dice. So we'll just put that in there. So and what we do there is we use this formula. So we just push equals, and then it's called random, and it's this one here, random between, which we double click, and it's random between 1 and you can see down in here the bottom number and the top number, random between 1 and 6. Enter, and there you can see that gets a 6 in there. Now just while we're developing this, let's just put that in the middle, and let's make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see, and that'll do there. Okay, and that gives us, so that's the number that'll appear on that die there, and I'll just Control C and just copy that over into there for now, and that'll be the one that'll appear on there. So if we push F9, we can see now that the numbers will all appear. These are the numbers that are on the dice, like die like that. Okay, all right, so that's all good there. Now what we need to do now is to have a look and see what's going on. So if we look at this little cell in here, this little middle cell here, we can see that this little one here, this middle cell, that the only time that's turned on, okay, when it's white, when the character's shown, we have a character in there, is if the answer is 1, 3, or 5. Okay, so this cell down here is, this is E7. So in this cell here, we can put in there this little formula here, equals if there, and it's if or. So if any of these are true, we'll put a little dot in there. So if or, and we're going to type in or there, and then we're going to go brackets and that value there, which is E7. So if E7 equals 1, or E7 equals 3, or E7 equals 5, if any one of those things happens, and we'll just close that brackets, put a little comma, we'll put an L in the thing there. So we'll just go, and we've got to put that in there, and it's got to be the lowercase L. Okay, and if it's not one of those things there, then we'll just do nothing, put nothing in there, and we go enter. Okay, so let's just see. Now we'll copy that, Control C, we'll just copy that across to this die here. Okay, now, oh, we've got a 1 there and a 4 there. So let's just note here that it's I7, and that's I7 there. Okay, so let's now to change, if we want to just check this out, what we've got to do is push F9 at this point. Every time we push F9, that rolls the die at this point. We haven't got the play button in, so you can see there we've got a 1, a 3 and a 5, a 1 and a 3. Okay, so that's working there. Okay, so now the next one we're going to look at is this. Maybe look at this button here. Okay, so that's this button here. Looking in the wrong spreadsheet. So we're looking at, let's look at that button there. Now that button there, that's filled when for a 3, 4, 5 or 6. So we can use a different sort of function there, because we can say there, we can put in there the function if, and then we can brackets, we've got to put an equals in front of it, equals if, and then we can go and, so if and bracket H6, in this case E7 is greater than or equal to 2. So if it's greater than or equal to 2, and it's between 2 and 6, and E7 is less than or equal to 6, right, greater than or equal to 2, less than or equal to 6, okay, comma, we'll put the L in there, comma, otherwise do nothing, enter. Okay, so that's that one there. And you'll find that also that's the same over here, because if we look at this one here, okay, if we look at this one here, so we'll put that in there, and Control C, we'll copy it into there, same deal. Okay, so greater than or equal to, oh, I've drawn the 2 incorrectly. I'm going to draw the 2 differently. That should be delete, and that there should be a delete. The 2 actually looks like this, doesn't it? Sorry, got my dice wrong there. Okay, so that's like that. Yeah. Okay, so that's what my 2 looks like. Yes, so so you can see that I'll just pick that up now. My 2 was incorrect. I could have made it look like the other one, but that's sort of technically correct how the dice goes. Okay, so this one here, this cell here, is also the same. This is the same because it's that cell there is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if we just Control C, if we copy that into there, you'll see that things don't quite work out because it's not pointing at, it's pointing at G9, whereas if we come up here and click in there, you can see that it points at E7, which is what we want. So when we come down here, oh, we don't want that to happen. When we come down here, we actually want this to point at not at G9, but we want it to point at E7. So we've got to change these here to E7. Make it point to E7. Okay, and then just make sure you're in here, push enter. Okay, and then now if we copy that one across to there, Control, oh, not the wrong one, sorry, Control C, Control V. Okay, so we've got that cell there done. This cell here never has anything in it, so we don't have to do anything there. This cell here, now let's have a look at this cell here. That one there is for 4, 5 and 6. 4, 5 and 6, as is this one here, 4, 5 and 6. So this one here, what we have in there is an AND statement, but it's between 4 and 6. So sorry, this one here, for this one here, we need an AND statement but where it's between 4 and 6. So let's just type that in, equals if bracket and, so it's an if and bracket, if that there is greater than or equal to 4, so if both of these are true, and this here is less than or equal to 6, okay, put an L in there, comma, bracket, L bracket, lowercase, oh, that's not right, bracket, comma, the speech marks like that. Okay, all right, so that goes there. Okay, and that's, you can see there that that's pointing to E7. Okay, all right, so that's pointing to E7. So now let's come down to copy that down to here, Control C, and that's into there. All right, enter, and we can see that that one there is not pointing. We've got that wrong pointing one. That should be pointing to this one here. Okay, because that's because of what we call relative movement. Okay, so by my reckoning, we've got that one done. That one's there, that one's there, that one nothing, that one nothing, and that one there's all done. Now these ones here, they're only come into play when it equals 6. Okay, when this equals 6. So what we do there is just use an if statement for this one here, and it's just if bracket that Oh, that didn't work so well. Okay, so we've got to, oh, I didn't put it equals, didn't start that with an equals, so equals if bracket, oh, wrong cell. I'll just escape. So we need to go into there. If equals, put it equals there, equals if that there equals 6, close the bracket. Oh no, we don't need to close the bracket. Comma, like that. So if that equals 6, and that's pointing down to there. Okay, I haven't kept up to date with this one over here, but that doesn't matter. I'll keep doing that. Okay, so we'll just go enter. And that there, Control C, that comes over to here. Okay, now that there, you'll find that's pointing to the wrong cell. It needs to be pointing to that cell there. So, well, we could just make that a D. Okay. Oh, E. E. I'm just doing Control Z to get back to there. So that there should be E. Enter. All right. So now just looking at this, I've got that in there, nothing in there, that in there. These ones here when it's equal to 6. These are the two here, and this one here is for the odd ones. So what I'm going to do is just copy this over here, Control C, copy it over to here, Control V, and that'll it'll all reference, if we look there, it'll reference that die there. Okay, if we go here, there's nothing in there. If we go here, it'll all reference that die there. So let's just check how everything goes just by pushing F9. So F9, so we've got 5 and 2, 5 and 1, 6 and 6, 2 and 5, 4 and 3, 1 and 1, 5 and 1, 6 and 4. All right, so like that. So that's got that all working good there, pretty much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these here now. I don't need those anymore. I've got that all sorted. So I'm just going to delete those columns. Okay, and I'm going to delete those rows. Okay, and there we are, and we've got it there, and we can push F9, and we've got our dice roller rolling. Okay, I'm going to stop the video there at around about 30 minutes, and I'm going to just leave it there. That'll nice little break there after 30 minutes. It's still quite a long video, and we'll come back with a second video where we'll get the play button organized and get that all sort of working. So in the meantime, cheers, see you.